I was kind of shocked that not only were cameras not allowed at Logan's wedding, but they couldn't even speak their names. Did y'all notice that? It was the bride and groom. Now, we started off this episode at Christine's, and she was telling us that they are all, minus McKelty because she's on bed rest, they're all going to Vegas to a wedding. Pops and Cody. By the way, point out these Home Depot bags, what looks like Home Depot bags. Dude went and bought all these tools and stuff for what? This scene right here? I mean, why did you go waste your money? These people right here, I just cannot. I cannot. Anyway, M Pops Cody saying he didn't really want to go because everybody talks bad about him. Then, y'all, I cannot. Why are you wasting money on this survey and stuff? You are not a surveyor. Knowing when you get your stuff surveyed, you're going to go call a professional surveyor. So what are you doing right now? I have no idea. Spending a lot of money. Because this ain't even believable, Cody Brown. You and your gloves. You don't work with your hands, or you wouldn't use gloves. I said what I said. Look at him with his gloves on. Don't want to mess up his manicure. He's such a prissy priss. Cares about his looks and appearance with his jewelry and his gloves on. And, you know, this dude ain't no man. He proves it time and time again, dude. I'm telling you right now. But anyway, I'm telling you, I can't sit here and they start this show off with this crap right here. I'm over here like, so are we supposed to believe Cody Brown doing some work on the Coyote Pass? He over here talking about, well, Mary and Janelle's not going to build, so I'm trying to figure it out. Like, dude, what are you trying to figure out? Meanwhile, we see Robin using her brand new rake. What is she raking? The sod? The dirt? I am so confused right here. Looking like she's doing something. That's all it is. Trying to look like she doing something. No, she ain't doing not nothing. Girl, please. Look, you see Dayton's RV she has him living in her... Girl, you need to be fixing that fence. I just noticed the fence. You need to be fixing that broke fence. Cody, you need to be fixing the broke fence. You over there playing with your new... I cannot. Back to the wedding talk. Christine starts to reminisce on the last wedding they went to, which was Aspen and Mitch's wedding, which was a few years ago. Now, what I noticed during the flashback was how Christine and Cody both said they had a good time. They were getting along. You know, they had a good time. That wedding was a good moment. Then here comes Dark Cloud Robin. She was the only one that had a problem. She said she just don't like looking back. On what? The happy times? You are unhappy when everybody else is happy. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Look at all these smiles. Everybody just happy, and even when they're talking about it. Christine is like, oh, it was such a good time. We were in a good place. Even Cody said that. I'm like, Of course Robin had a problem with it. I just don't like looking back on that. On what? You don't like happy stuff? That's what it seems to me like. Off to Vegas we go. To the wedding. Now look, they showed Vegas. They showed the outside of it, didn't show no venue. They just showed the city itself and then showed the people in the confessionals. Like Janelle talking about, no, I'm excited over this. You know, it's not going to be weird at all. We're going to, just coexist. This is a happy moment. I'm excited, blah, blah, blah. She said, well, my kids ain't going to act stupid. They just going to act like somebody don't exist. Ignore them and go on. Okay, so then we get the cameras. We're not permitted at the event. I'm like, child, Logan and Michelle put their foot down. They said, not today. We ain't gonna be on TV. Okay, and then after the wedding, I noticed in pops Janelle again in a much different tone. She said it was weird and awkward. She said she seen Mary. She said hi to Mary. Mary was like, well, I know that a lot of the kids and people have talked bad about me, but, it was weird being there at the event. People, I guess, just waving and passing by. And then Cody's like, well, I spoke to Janelle. Cody said, well, me and Robin were put in a corner, probably for our own safety. Then he says he didn't want to see Janelle, but he did say hi. And he said he saw Christine and then laughed. Y'all, this weird change of attitude and emotion he gets, like just a light switch. Very telling to me. I don't know what it is. He's sad and mad one minute, and then all of a sudden he'll pop off laughing and go, people try to act like they was having more fun and like they're more happy than others. And then he said, it's such teenage drama. He said, like, I don't like you no more than you don't like me. It's total civil war. Y'all, I cannot. You are the teenage drama. You are the drama. And you are too, Miss Thing. Robin says, I wish there could have been more positive interactions. I'm like, girl, then do something. Be positive. Quit talking about it. Do something. You talking about other people ain't doing it. You ain't done nothing, girl. Back in Flagstaff, Cody is riding his bike like the Wicked Witch of the West while in a confessional. Says that he don't need another enemy right now, so he's just going to make nice with Mary because unlike, Janelle and Christine, that's his enemies right now. He don't need another enemy, so he's just going to try to get in good with Mary, basically. I'm like, dude, Wicked Witch of the West, you are so manipulative, in my opinion. Would love to know what y'all thought about all that. That stood out to me because he said what he said, and he means what he says, okay? He said, well, I don't need another enemy like Janelle and Christine, so I'm going to make nice with Mary. Yeah, you trying to play that game again, ain't you? But anyway, look, Janelle's like, checkmate. Janelle's over here walking her dogs, and she says at a confessional, y'all, she's like, look, I'm not going to beg Cody to stay at my house. Years ago, I'm not begging him to stay at my house. Meanwhile, he would say, I can't leave Robin. I can't leave her. Janelle said, I'm not begging nobody to stay at my house. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Put your foot down, set them boundaries. That's what we all need to do. More of. Thank you, ma'am. Then we arrive at game night. This must have been why Cody, a.k.a. the Wicked Witch of the West, was pedaling so fast on that bicycle. He must have been gone longer than 5 minutes from Queen Robin's castle. Side note, is this that expensive artwork in the background? I'm curious. Game night. Y'all, this was so... First off, why are y'all sitting on the floor? Can y'all not sit at the table? Second off, I did see Robin she brought in some caramel apples. I didn't know. But this is what stood out to me. Don't act like you didn't see it. What in the mess is this? Has this dude got hair plugs? Are these velcroed or glued onto the top of his head? Dude, you ain't got no hair. We all know it. You on national TV. Just shave your head. Just shave your head. At this point, this looks ridiculous. Okay, get a wig, toupee, I don't know. Get some more plugs, but it's disturbing to look at. Let me tell you what else stood out to me, okay? We're going to get into these little tenders that they trying to use to guilt trip the audience in a minute. But this one right here, why does her face always look constipated? She looks like she's either got something on her mind, she is about to cry, or she needs to go take a poo-poo. I don't know, but somebody needs to check in on Brianna. Brianna, what is the deal, girl? I don't know, but there's something going on with Brianna. Look at Robin over here, just she is so happy being with Cody and their kids. I'm talking always smiling at their little family events. Always. But in a confessional, it's a much different story. This girl had the nerve in a confessional to use these little young kids as a way to guilt trip the audience into feeling sorry or getting some sympathy for her. Playing victim again, we see. Robin starts in on how the rest of the family don't try to be involved in her young kids' lives. She started in on nobody sends them birthday cards, nobody comes to their parties, and yes, they ask, is the big family coming? And I have to say, well, not this time. Well, Robin, Christine says her kids didn't like going to your house early on because they didn't like seeing their dad in a romantic relationship with Robin and not their mom. Janelle says her kids didn't like going to Robin's at all because they got tired of being scolded every time they opened the refrigerator door. Whoop. And y'all, I don't know why this shocked me the most because nothing that comes out of this dude's mouth should ever shock myself nor anybody else because he says the most disrespectful, demeaning stuff to any and everybody, kids included. This dude right here had the nerve to use Ariella, the youngest. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He said Ariella said she didn't like Christine because she left her daddy. And then said Ariella, whatever, had a meltdown one day when he was going to Janelle's and grabbed onto his leg and was just having a meltdown. Didn't want him to leave. And Robin said, hey, you listen to her. She is expressing her emotions and you take 5 minutes for her. Whoa, alrighty then. That's very telling of the type of people Cody and Robin are. Cody, you couldn't take 5 minutes for the rest of your 13 kids, could you? Could you? Couldn't never. Y'all better not. But you want me to sit here and not have an opinion on that. Cody and Robin, that's who I'm talking to. Because y'all the only people out here playing victims, pointing your fingers at everybody else, not knowing what is going on. Well, we telling you what's wrong. We telling you why we don't like you. You are the problem. You couldn't take 5 minutes with your other wives or kids. You couldn't take 5 minutes. But you can take 5 minutes for Robin. Back in Utah, McKelty is at the baby doctor. Woohoo! Now, the doctor tells her that one of the babies is breached. So, in 6 days, she will go in for a scheduled C-section. And McKelty is a bit sad not to have them naturally. And they were all talking about why they like to have them naturally and whatever, to each their own. Christine's talking about, oh, the epidural is great. And I'm like, girl, don't be putting it off like the epidural works every time, because I got the epidural and it did not work with me. I felt every single ounce of pain. I could assure you that. My baby was right at 9 pounds, honey. It was a lot. It was a lot of pain. So naturally, ain't for everybody. Okay, but it is for some, and it is for this family, apparently. Now, look, they did the flashback of when Christine was in labor with Truly, because it is the same doctor, and he did point out that the weird questions was going on during her labor and delivery. The weird questions being Cody asking this man about him and Mary's IVF and infertility issues during Christine in labor. To me, that just shows you what kind of person he is. What sin of douche he is. Cody. But anyway, I digress. Fast forward a few days. It is now the night before McKelty is scheduled to go in for a C-section. So they're all sitting around, mainly Christine, Isabel, Aspen, McKelty, Tony, and Avalon. Now, they're sitting there talking about McKelty doesn't want to be pregnant again because it's a lot. She said they won't come out of me because, it's a lot. One thing I noticed is how much weight Tony has lost since the birth of his kids. Kudos to Tony. However you done it, kudos. I don't believe the whole going to the gym business. I believe it might have been some help with some weight loss drugs. But hey, that's just me. A lot of people are doing it now. So, to me, it's very obvious this weight loss was assisted somehow, because while we did see him go into the gym a couple of times, I don't think it, y'all, we're not doing that. Anyway, back to this scene right here. Robin is on her way from Flagstaff to Utah, where she picks up Tony's mama on the way. I'm over here like, very telling that Robin is so close with Tony's mama. Christine ain't that close with Tony's mama. In comes the confessional, where McKelty is talking about why she is so close to Robin. Did y'all find it interesting that McKelty said that she is who made her feel loved when she didn't feel it? Robin made her feel seen and heard. I'm over here like, excuse me? You over here just slamming your mama. That's the way I would take it. McKelty. Don't be doing that, girl. Don't be doing that. Did y'all take it as that? I did. She's over here talking about, well, Robin was the only one to show me love and make me feel seen and heard. And you remember all of them said, well, McKelty was having issues fitting in, so Robin really took her in. Well, McKelty says she didn't feel loved. Robin was the one that made her feel loved. What's that say about Christine? What is McKelty saying about Christine? What did that statement from McKelty say about Christine? To me, it said a lot. A whole lot. But anyway, everybody's at the hospital. Well, Tony, McKelty, Robin, and Christine and Aspen, that is. Shortly before McKelty's procedure, her heart rate started to spike, and we did see McKelty say that Tony wasn't allowed in there while she was getting an epidural, and, you know, she was freaking out, and she said, well, let me get my husband in here, and I won't freak out. So anyway, she said he come back in there, and they calmed down. Archer and Ace are born at 5:31 and 5:32 p.m. Look how sweet, y'all. And it looked like Robin was on her best behavior, just all smiles. She's on with the baby. And then she's talking about me and Christine. Y'all, her in the confessional doing the squalling over her and Christine holding the babies. Girl, Robin, you are too much. Look how she said, it was just sweet. We were holding our grandbabies. And it was just, I wish it could have been under different circumstances, me and Christine. I'm like, girl, why you got to make every moment sad? You make every moment sad. Meanwhile, you showing off your Rolex and your new jewelry. We see you, girl. Bling, bling. Y'all, when they got home with the babies, this is where I cried. Oh, yes, this is what tugged at my heartstrings. Avalon. Baby Avalon being so excited to see her mom and her daddy and then wanting to hold them babies. Child, this is the first time she met her brothers. And I'm going to tell you something. This made me cry. A kid's innocence, oh, it gets me every time. Look, I'm about to lose it talking about it. Avalon is so sweet. Look at this. Sweet. Her wanting to hold her baby brother. And then, of course, leave it to the adults of this family to make it weird. Because Robin said, well, she was really weirded out about it. And I don't think, you know, she was a little rough with the babies. And that's what they was all picking up on and saying. Like, she seemed really jealous. And they didn't know about it. And she seemed to be weirded out about it. And she was having a hard time. I'm like, she is one. She is one. One. Did y'all think she was just going to hold these babies and walk off and, you know, feed them the bottle, give them a pacifier, and go change their diaper? She is one. How did you expect her to act? To me, that was completely normal. That was a completely normal reaction from a child. Leave it to these weird grown-ups to make it weird. Y'all are making it a traumatic experience when it ain't even traumatic. I can't stand people like that. There's a lot of people like that. This one being the main one, in my opinion, on this show. Just like in this whole episode, she sit here and whine and cried and sit there and used kids, in my opinion, as an excuse to get some sympathy. But anyway, this right here is what stood out to me. Okay, Christine left because she stayed at the hospital with McKelty and the babies all night. So Christine left to go to her house and get some rest. Well, Robin wanted to make it perfectly clear, so did McKelty, that Robin was staying there for a few days. Robin was going to take over. Robin was going to handle everything. And then when Robin needed to go, then Christine would come and relieve Robin. And Christine could get her bonding time in then. I was like, ooh, cha. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If I was Christine, would love to know what y'all thought about this episode. Next week's episode, they are having Thanksgiving at Cody and Robin's. When I say they, I mean Cody, Robin, and their kids. I know. Who'd have thunk it? Shocker. But I am interested to see the food of it all. Give me all the Thanksgiving food, all the trimmings. I'm here for it. Already planning this year. Are you? Y'all let me know in the comments below what stood out to you about this episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I hope you smash that subscribe button. And if you don't mind, click that notification bell. Make sure it's highlighted to all. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload. I have so much more coming up this week. You don't want to miss it. By the way, Vlogtober starts officially tomorrow. Is that when Yes, Vlogtober starts tomorrow. So come on over to our vlog channel, Southern Adventures, and get your life. Don't forget, you can catch up with Sister Wives Season 19 exclusively on TLC on Sundays. They air new episodes every Sunday exclusively on TLC, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Set your DVRs, mark your calendars. Love you for watching. I will see y'all in my next video or in the comments below.